So we have our Kali Linux image successfully imported into VirtualBox. So we want to go ahead and start trying it out. So we can go ahead and click Start and have it boot up. This will just take a few minutes. And we want to make sure at this screen we can click Capture. All that means is that the virtual machine will now have our mouse inside its own screen. And if you want to release your mouse, you can Control Alt, and that will allow your mouse to leave the screen. So let's go ahead and maximize this. We can close these two screens, they don't mean much. So the default credentials for Kali Linux have recently been changed. So it is currently Kali as the username and Kali as the password. Awesome. So this is the basic Kali Linux home screen. So Linux is heavily terminal based. So let's practice some commands just to get used to the command line. So if you go over to the top left corner, click Terminal Emulator, this black box, and here we have the terminal. So the first command we want to know is ls, which is long listing, which will display all the folders inside our current directory. And by directory, I just mean whatever folder we're currently in. So we're currently in the root folder, so we see desktop, documents, downloads, etc. So if we want to go into desktop, so we can do cd, which is change the directory, and type in desktop and press enter. And you can see that this prefix has actually changed to desktop. So if we type in clear, this will actually clear our screen to make everything a lot more organized. So we can type in ls again, and we see that there are no current files. Go ahead and type in mkdir and then test. So this will make a test directory. And because this is our desktop, we can also see that the test folder has been created here. So if you want to view that, we can type in ls, and that will show us test. So a real quick tip, if you type in ls space tac la, the tac represents flags, so every single command inside Kali can take in certain options to have more functionalities. In this case, we're going to have the L and A, which is a list all command, so it will show all hidden files as well. So we can see the test folder here, we can see the permissions, we can see the user that created it, which is Kali and Kali, and we can see the date of creation as well as time. This is really good for forensic work, or if you're trying to identify some sort of malware on the machine. So now that we have the test folder created, let's go inside the test folder with cd test, and let's clear our screen one more time. So let's type in ls again. So there's nothing in our ls folder, and we want to create a file. So one quick way we can do that is the touch command. So touch and then whatever the file name is. So we can do test.txt. Actually, let's change that to file.txt. And then we can do ls again, and we can see file.txt has been created. But we just created a file and there's nothing inside of it. So if you want to start editing files, which is a major point in Linux. So if we wanted to start editing files, we can use vim or nano, the vim or nano command. So, but in this case, we're going to be using nano. So if we want to edit the file.txt, we can just type in nano and then file.txt, and it will take us to this page, the file editing page. So usually all the contents will be displayed inside, but since there's no contents, it's going to be a blank screen for us. So let's just type in hello world, and we can see all these different permissions down here. This caret here represents control. So after we have successfully edited our file, you guys can type in anything you guys want in here. We can type in Control X. So after we type in hello world, we can go down to the footer here and we can see all these options. So if you want to save and exit, we can type in Control X, which will change the footer to save modified buffer. And then we want to type in Y, so to save. And then we get the option to change the file name. So in this case, we don't. We can just press enter. And let's go ahead and see if file.txt, so cool. So it looks like it was saved correctly. So if you want to read the file contents real fast, inside a terminal, we can type in cat and then the file name, which is file.txt. And here we see hello world successfully. Awesome. So if we wanted to remove files, all we have to do is type in rm. Let's first see our file with ls, then rm, and then the file name, which is file.txt, and then we can type in ls again, and it looks like the file is gone. So if we want to move up one directory, instead of typing cd desktop, we're going to do cd ... which will move us up one directory. So we're back at desktop. So to verify that, let's type in ls, and we see test. Awesome. So now that we're back at desktop, we want to be able to delete folders as well. So if we type in ls, we see the test folder, and then we can type in rm, which is remove, tac rf, which will delete folders and then all the contents recursively. So if test has multiple files inside, all of them will be deleted as well. So rm tac rf with those rf flags, and then the test folder name. We can just type in enter, and it looks like it disappeared successfully. So all of this looks good so far, and I just want to go over a couple more commands in the next video. Thanks.